Welcome back to Intables, everyone. So again, going over my daily plan on exactly how I would play into the SPY. As you guys can see, again, having a pullback as we did have our Fed rate hike today. Again, Powell mentioning that it is too early to discuss a pause because, again, we have not been getting that decrease in inflation like he has been looking for. Again, today he mentioned that particularly CPI has been one of the biggest watches that he's been watching, and CPI is next Thursday. So our question is, are we going to digest and stay above lows of the year, or are we going to continue on lower, possibly hit the lower end of our channel and then bounce off of it? I'm going to go over exactly what we're looking for, what exactly is going to give us confirmation on either that continuation on lower, or are we going to bounce here off of our 20 and continue on higher? I'm going to go over all this with you guys. Now, before I jump into this, you guys can do me a huge favor, smash that like button if you find this video useful at all. Hit subscribe if you want to see my daily plan on exactly how I plan on playing into the market every single day. We go over candle structure, overall strength levels, and any key indicators that we need to be focused on. And again, if you are a day trader or you are looking for very volatile breakouts that we mention every single day in the Instables, and again, we mention any breakout that is worth looking at throughout the day, go to instables.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. So jumping into the daily chart with you guys here on the SPY, as you guys can see, again, we did have a rejection of CPI on anticipation of a possible major decrease in CPI. We did not get that major decrease in CPI. We had anticipation. We had this pullback. Again, we mentioned this yesterday, that we have had anticipation, again, leading into CPI, and then here leading into jobs, having that jobs data not exactly what we were looking for, and having that pullback. And as you guys can see now, sitting on a pullback after anticipation, again, of Tim Morose mentioning a possible Fed pivot, again, a couple Fridays ago mentioning a possible Fed pivot, have been anticipating, and now Powell mentioning that it is too early to pause, but however, keeping an eye on CPI is extremely key, he mentioned, and next Thursday is our CPI report. Will we get below a 8.0 CPI is exactly what I'll be looking for to see if we do bounce back, and we will see exactly how we hold leading into next Thursday's CPI from here. If we do come down below our 20, then we could assume that we could hit the lower end of our channel here. However, if we do have a bounce back in some shape, way, or form, and we do bounce off of our 20 and somehow get our 20 to cross back over our 50, as we are getting, again, that bullish candle structure off of our 20, then we very much will be anticipating that possible decrease in CPI leading into next Thursday. Now, looking at our overall strength here, as you guys can see, again, continuing on with decreases in buy pressure, mentioning again, if Powell did not give us that Fed pivot, then we could have that slight pullback. However, will we digest and hold our EMA lines above here and not cross below our 26 EMA, then we could have that continuation, looking for that increase in buy pressure. If we are looking for that bullish momentum from here, again, if we do not get that increase in buy pressure, then we are very much going to continue on down with our EMA lines and possibly have a major sell-off. Again, when our EMA lines do cross here, if they do, then we could have that major pullback. Again, could be very similar to prior, where we did have a pullback after having that anticipation of possibly breaking above the median of our MACD. So again, just looking to see if we do get that rejection on that false anticipation of a possible Fed pivot. However, again, looking at next week's CPI, looking to see if we do get below 8.0, and then looking to see exactly how we anticipate leading into our next Fed rate hike, since Jerome Powell did leave the doors open for, if data were to be as good as he thinks it should be, then we could have that possible decrease in rate and that possible continuation on higher here. Now, as far as if we do have room to run to the downside, again, looking at our RSI, we are breaking down below the median of RSI. That could be a signal for a possible continuation on lower. However, if we can hold our prior low that we had before we did continue on above the median of RSI, then we can possibly continue on higher and look for that possible bullish momentum leading into next week's CPI. On anticipation, again, the market could just anticipate that, hey, Powell was not exactly as hawkish as he has been. However, he can be less hawkish if we do have a decrease in CPI, and that would be that anticipation, in my opinion, if we did continue on higher and we did not break down below our previous lows that we had before we broke above the median of RSI. So again, looking for that continuation on strength here on the RSI if we are looking to continue on higher. And again, we have been tracking the dollar. I wanted to make sure we did cover the dollar, again, the DXY, as you guys can see on the daily chart. As you guys can see, again, we did drop down below our 50. Now looking to see if our 20-day moving average is going to curl down and cross down below our 50, since we did drop down below our 50 and we have not done that for quite a while. Or are we going to have that continuation like we did prior, have our 20 cross back over our 50, even though we did drop down below our 50, and continue on higher on an overextension and possible decrease in CPI leading into next week? So we'll see exactly what happens here. If we do hold here, we are sitting on a hammer candle, very much respecting our 50-day moving average. So if we do continue on with this strength on this hammer candle, then we can continue on higher. What we are looking for from here is to see if we do get an engulfing candle from here to the downside, and we do get a possible major rally going into tomorrow for any given reason, again, but there is no reason exactly why we should necessarily have a major sell-off on the dollar going into tomorrow, since again, we are digesting Powell and anticipating CPI going into next week. So we'll see exactly how the market holds. Now, jumping back to the SPY here, again, looking at our VPVR, again, this is our volume profile, again, showing us the most amount of volume that was traded within our time period. As you guys can see, we have a very key level here at 275 that we are testing. We did drop down just below 275, looking to see if we do continue on below 275, drop down below our key support, which would be our 20-day moving average, in my opinion, and that's very much what we are testing. Again, looking to see if our 20-day will hold, or if we do continue to curl down here going to tomorrow and get that possible continuation on down to the lower end of our channel, and just looking to see if we can bounce from there leading into CPI if we do continue on lower. However, if we do have that anticipation leading into CPI and we have some type of rally here above our 20 and we do get our 20 to cross back above our 50, then we will be making sure we are careful, as we could anticipate CPI on a possible pullback, again, leading into CPI, and then looking to see exactly what CPI would be from there. We'll see exactly what happens leading into next week's CPI, but again, very much letting the market find a level from here, as we did have that hawkish Powell coming out after that anticipation that we had. And the last thing that we really want to do going into tomorrow is get caught in the middle of a possible correction from anticipation momentum that we have been getting. Again, prior we had that happen with jobs and CPI, making sure that we are careful and we do not get that at this point. If we do, again, just looking to see if we can get our bounce on the lower end of our channel from there. Now, again, with that said, if you are a day trader or you are looking for very volatile breakouts, we mentioned them every single day in the Instant Bulls Room. Today was a very choppy day because, again, Powell was speaking. However, any breakout that is worth looking at throughout the day, we mentioned them in the Instant Bulls Room. Go to instabulls.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. And all of you Instabulls that come over every single day and support the channel, I appreciate you guys. We're going to continue to go at it and make sure that we take what the market gives us. As again, we had Powell speaking today, letting the market digest, and we will take what the market gives us again in pre-market and morning rush. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.